I'm Sofia Bernardi, mindset and business coach supporting ambitious new and rising coaches plus service-based businesses to master their mindset, create an aligned and profitable strategy, and grow a six-figure business using the Rising Coach method. I built a multi-six-figure business by the age of 24, and in this podcast, I will teach you the psychology, strategy, and energetics to do the same. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of Rising Coaches with Sofia Bernardi. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I'm simplifying and amplifying my business in 2023. So some of you may already know that I chose 2 words as my overall themes for 2023, and that is simplifying and amplifying. Now, the reason I chose these words is because towards the end of 2022, I felt this huge pull to simplify a lot of what I was doing. I was doing lots of things, and yes, I was getting incredible results, but it started to feel like a lot. And I'm all about sustainability and being able to scale, but I don't want to do that at a cost of my life or my health or my well-being or my relationships or anything like that. And I just felt that I really wanted to do business my way next year, meaning this year. And I wanted to do it in a way that felt really simple. For whatever reason, I was just being so pulled towards that word. And you will probably hear me talk about simplifying a lot throughout this year on the podcast because it is my theme and I take my words for the year very seriously. Last year was expansion, and that happened. Wow, every area of my life expanded, and that doesn't always look like necessarily everything growing. Sometimes things have to, come crashing down or feel really challenging in order to then expand, right? So I still had, challenges last year, but overall I absolutely expanded in every way possible, and it was a magical year. And this year I want to continue to amplify that, but I want to do that in a way that feels simple so that it is sustainable and fun. So that is my theme. And I thought I would share with you in this episode 5 ways I'm going to be doing that, because maybe one or more of these ways feels really amazing for you and something that you can adopt in your business. Let me know, guys, though, do you have a word or a theme or a goal for this year? I would love to hear it. I love hearing people's word of the year. So please come message me on Instagram or Facebook and tell me what your word of the year is, because I just love hearing why people choose the theme or the word that they do and how they're going about it. So I thought this would be really helpful for some of you on how I'm actually executing this. So yeah, for starters, I just want to say that whilst this is quite business orientated, I'm definitely simplifying in many areas of my life. I culled a lot of belongings from my home, and I'm just simplifying as many things as possible in lots of different ways. But this podcast episode is going to be business orientated. So let's just dive in, guys. All right. So number 1 is I'm going to be talking about one offer publicly for the most part. Obviously, it's important to note, if any of you guys are familiar with human design, I'm a manifesting generator and I change my mind a lot. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt. But at the time of recording this, something I really feel called to do is primarily talk about one solid offer, which is my mastermind, Rise to 6. The reason why I want to talk about one offer is for simplicity and to not confuse my audience in any way. I really want to grow my mastermind a lot bigger this year. I got my program Rise to Coach in a really, really good place. And honestly, I didn't promote it all that much at all. But I did start to prioritize it a lot last year because it was a new program and I wanted to grow it. But now it's in a really amazing place, and I would like to go back to focusing on my mastermind, because at the end of the day, that is where I spend most of my time, where I can help people at a really, really deep level, and I have so much fun there. So I want to talk solely about the mastermind for the most part, so that people join the mastermind, because that's what they're hearing about and learning about. And with that being said, if you would like to learn more about working with me very intimately, as I don't really work one-on-one with people anymore, I work one-on-one with my clients in the mastermind, as well as group, obviously, but I don't do much one-on-one coaching at all anymore. So if you want to work with me as close as possible, Rise to 6 would be for you. And it's for It's for female coaches that are doing roughly $2,000 per month, more or less. My point being, you've started making money in your business and you're wanting to scale that to 10K months and beyond, right? So anywhere between 10 and 50K, I can support you within the mastermind. And it's going to be so much fun. I literally love it. But if you're not a part of it, you're going to love it. If you're a female coach, you're kind and you're committed, it's honestly for you. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about. And if you want to learn more about that, I have a whole sales page on my website for you to check out. And you can also just DM me and we can have a chat, right? Because I need to make sure I've had a chat with you before I consider someone joining my program, right? Because I'm going to work very closely with you. So it's important we're both a match. So that's one way I'm simplifying. Rather than talking about lots of different things, I'm really just focusing on the one offer. And then I'm going to use Rise to Coach as a downsell, and I'm going to use Rise to 7 as an upsell where necessary. So yeah. Number 2 is I'm going to be following one strategy primarily. So last year I did a lot of experimenting with different strategies and they all worked because I always, invest in coaches that teach me how to master what I do. So everything worked, but I was experimenting, what is my thing? And it's really funny that I've come back to what I've done from day one that I came up with myself really, which was running challenges in my Facebook group. And obviously I've since learned how to master them and everything like that. But after trying out everything, that's what feels the best to me still. And so I'm going to be focusing on that primarily, so that I can really just hone in on one thing, keep my life and business really simple and easy and scale it that way. And there's lots of benefits why running challenges in my Facebook group is so scalable, but that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And that's just going to, it's removed a lot of, brain space on thinking of lots of different strategies and changing things up all of the time. I'd rather just commit to one process and make it really, really good. And this is coming from someone that loves to do lots of different things. I found when you find a strategy that aligns and works, don't fix what's not broke. Are you ready to create aligned, scalable results in your coaching or service-based business? If so, I'd love to work with you. I support my clients through my signature programs, Rise to Coach, which is for new coaches or service providers wanting to sign their first clients, and Rise to 6 to scale to consistent 10K months. DM me at Sofia Rose Bernardi on Instagram to learn more and see if one of my programs is the right fit for you. Number 3 is I want to let people come to me a lot more. So a lot of my clients have come to me, like they're the ones that initiated the conversation first and they booked a call and decided to work with me. But definitely part of my strategy in the last few years has been also starting conversations and building relationships. And it's something I'm very much, proud of because I'm all about building relationships. And that is something I'll continue to do. But I really want to step more into the energy of allowing people to come to me. So not doing as much reach out at all. And this feels really, really good. I don't want to have to convince people why they should invest in themselves or why they should join my program or why they should work with me. I don't want to do any people pleasing or bending over backwards. If people want to work with me, I want them to trust themselves and come to me. And that's a huge step for me to really lean back and let go when it comes to that. I don't believe in cold DMing or spamming people whatsoever, but I do believe in relationship building. And I'm still going to be building relationships, but with those that come to me primarily, those that engage with my challenges or workshops or reach out to me. Like they're the people I'm going to be prioritizing in my space now. So whilst the strategy of reaching out to people absolutely did work, it's not something that feels like the direction I want to go into when I visualize the $1 million version of me. So that is what I'm going to be doing, is letting people come to me. And that's a very scary thing for me, but I also just trust when I completely let go of any other option that it will happen. And I have evidence not only from my coaches, but also from myself. Like a lot of my clients absolutely have come to me, but I can only imagine what will happen when I fully lean into that as the main approach, right? And I believe that it's going to make such a big positive impact for lots of different reasons. Now, number 4 is having a smaller team. So this isn't a huge change in my life. I already have a small team. So I currently have a business manager, and I have a virtual assistant, and I have someone that is helping me book sales calls. But I am leaning back, and I'm just going to be working with my business manager and my virtual assistant moving forwards, which was a hard decision, but that's coming from point number 3, which is letting people come to me. So I no longer need someone supporting me to reach out to people and things like that. So yeah, I've culled down my team a little bit. That was an uncomfortable decision to make because I love everyone in my team, but I really just desire having a very small team, and I'm just very, very grateful and lucky with the team I have, to be honest. So that is another way I've simplified. I've simplified a whole big chunk of my strategy and therefore my team as a result of that. So that is a recent decision. And then number 5 is focusing on quality over quantity. I'm very good at being consistent. I'm very good at taking action, and I'm very good at doing a lot of things. But like I said, now I'm feeling very pulled to step more into consistent quality more so than quantity. I think moments last year I was like, just need to write 30 posts or 5 posts or do this and do that. And whilst I love my content and I'm passionate about it and I care about it, sometimes it was easy to fall into that trap of I just need to get all of this content out. Whereas now I really want to make sure I'm more present and intentional and in my heart about everything I'm writing, so that it's all very me. And that feels really, really good to focus on quality and just adding more value than I've ever added before. So these are the main ways that I am simplifying and amplifying my business in 2023. I would love to know which of these points resonates with you most, and depending on what word of the year yours is, how you're going to be implementing that. I feel like so often people say what their goals are or what their words for the year are or their themes or whatever, but then actually implementing that is very, very different. So I really want to share with you that these 5 things I've actually already begun executing. And I think that that's really important, that you're intentional and you take action based on the things you say you're going to do. So in terms of talking about one offer publicly, I've mapped out my launches for the year where that is my main focus. Following one strategy, I got rid of my appointment setter, which was uncomfortable and I've mapped out my simple strategy, and I've already started executing that. In terms of letting people come to me, again, I got rid of that strategy, so that's the only option now. And in terms of a smaller team, I had to let go of one of my team members, unfortunately. And then in terms of quality over quantity, in regards to my strategy with that is not posting necessarily 2 times a day anymore and doing all of that sort of stuff. It's definitely focusing on one quality post Monday to Friday. So that is that, my friends. I've executed on all of these things, and it will be very interesting to see as time goes by how this will continue to unfold. And I just wanted to share this transparently because it will be interesting for us all to look back on in a year's time with how this supported myself and my business. But I'm telling you, I feel so good already about all of this, and I just feel so relaxed. I'm not stressed about anything. Oh, another thing I did to simplify my life was get rid of the support email on my phone. So I don't get any notifications about my support email. My business manager handles all of that, and if it's important, she will let me know. And I can't tell you what a difference that has made to not see the constant notifications of payment failures or payment confirmations and things like that. I get the important emails sent to me, and those sorts of emails go there, and it's reduced so much stress. I can't even tell you. So they're the main ways, and I feel really good about it. And the best way to get clear on how you go about your goals or your themes for the year is to really look within and feel into what's working right now, what's not, what can I do differently, how can I feel better about what I'm doing, and everything in between. So if this resonates, let me know on Instagram, and if you would like to work with me and be on this amazing journey of simplifying and amplifying, then absolutely book a call with me and let's see if we are the right fit. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, and I'll speak to you all next week. Are you ready to create aligned, scalable results in your coaching or service-based business? If so, I'd love to work with you. I support my clients through my signature programs, Rise to Coach, which is for new coaches or service providers wanting to sign their first clients. And Rise to 6 to scale to consistent 10K months. DM me at Sofia Rose Bernardi on Instagram to learn more and see if one of my programs is the right fit for you.